How's it going, everybody? This is Zane Zook with Drew Tieran. You're tuning in to the first episode of There's Always Next Year. What are we getting into first, Drew?
All right, we're going to talk about NBA free agency and, most importantly, Los Angeles, like all of LA. It's kind of crazy out there.
Yeah, all of LA is kind of going crazy right now with the Lakers and Clippers.
Kawhi Leonard decided to be the new snake of the NBA.
No, he didn't.
Oh, what do you mean, no? He just ditched Toronto. He's just like, all right, I'm out. And then he also was just like, Paul George, you're just going to come to the Clippers.
No, he didn't go to a superstar team. He went to the Clippers. The 8th seed.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. But like, he kind of just like snatched Paul George.
Okay, the Clippers snatched Paul George. Kawhi Leonard himself had nothing to do with the deal.
Yeah, he did. He went out to lunch with Paul George and told him to force a trade out of OKC.
No, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
No.
All right, but which team in LA right now do you think is the better team? Would you take the Lakers or the Clippers?
I'm taking the Lakers.
How come?
Well, okay, for one, you have two of the top 5 players in the league with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And I still think that LeBron James is number one. Yeah, out of all the players in the league, he's still the best player in the league. And then I kind of think that they may be better off now than they would have been if they had gone Kawhi, mainly just because now they have the money to actually surround LeBron and AD with role players, whereas before they would have had literal nobodies surrounding them. I mean, they re-signed JaVale McGee, they got Boogie Cousins, they got Rajon Rondo. I think they're better off right now than they would have been.
Yeah, they definitely have like a decently deep team right now. My only problem is they've got no shooting around LeBron, and Boogie Cousins is really going to clog the lane for them.
Okay, here's what I'll say. There are a lot. The Lakers are not the only team in the league that is struggling with shooters right now. It's literally, unless you're the Warriors, what other team can you think of has just a knockdown shooter?
The Clippers.
Who?
They literally have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
No.
Those two are going to knock down shots for you.
By shooting, I thought that you meant 3-point shots.
Yeah, they're going to knock down threes, especially Paul George. Paul George was over 40% this year. Pretty dang good clip. I mean, he's not that bad. And then on the East, we've got the Nets.
The Nets.
That's a really interesting team. I don't know.
I mean, I think they'll make the playoffs this first year with just Kyrie. But do you really think that KD and Kyrie are going to be all that?
My thing is, are they going to be healthy? When's Kyrie played a full season, like, recently?
That's also true.
And is KD going to be 100% when he comes back? Like, no one's really talked about that.
We were talking about this earlier. I think that KD is still going to be KD. He's still going to be a very elite player. But do I think he's going to be a little bit slower? Yeah. I mean, he just burst his Achilles. That's not an easy injury to come back from at all. A lot of players haven't came back from it at all. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Kevin Durant, like I said, is still going to be Kevin Durant. He's still going to be one of the best players in the league. He's a lethal shooter. What else can I say? Yeah,
he's got the best case other than LeBron James to be number one. Maybe even Kawhi Leonard, but I really don't think Kawhi's number one right now.
No, I don't think Kawhi is number one. A lot of people are saying that he is in the talks for number one, but I get why they say it. I do, because he had an amazing postseason.
Kind of carried the Raptors.
He did definitely carry the Raptors, but you got to look at the season as a whole. I personally think that Kawhi is still kind of flaky.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to being a teammate.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one because Paul George has kind of had problems with teams in the past, and now you've got Kawhi who's had problems with teams in the past. And they're just kind of meshing together. And going back to what we were talking about with the Nets, Kevin Durant literally just ditched the Thunder and then basically just ditched the Warriors. He had a player option. He didn't take that. And then Kyrie is a literal team cancer. He just forced his way off the Cavs and then ditched the Celtics.
I guarantee Kyrie regrets that, forcing himself off the Cavs. I think he realizes now, like, wow, I was playing with the best player in the world.
Yeah, he realized, I'm not the man. I can't be the man. I have to be someone's sidekick. Because he's really good.
Kyrie is a very good basketball player. but he is not he's not a number one guy.
He's a
superstar, but he should not be a team's number one guy because he's just not going to lead you to a championship.
He's like the best number 2 option in the league.
Absolutely.
Actually, Anthony Davis right now is the best number 2 option in the league.
I'd actually also take Paul George over Kyrie Irving.
I don't know. Kyrie's shown up a little more in the playoffs. Paul George tends to kind of fall apart in the playoffs. When you get the nickname Playoff P and do nothing in the playoffs, it's kind of a tough look.
But how many good teams has Paul George been on when he's in the playoffs?
The Pacers.
Kind
of the Thunder. The Thunder, I've never liked those Thunder teams. I hate Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook, he kind of holds the team back. Yeah, I understand he's a great athlete. If you were playing one-on-one basketball, I think that Russell Westbrook would give you the work. But whenever it comes to 5-on-5 basketball, which is the sport that he plays in the National Basketball Association, he's not that great, I don't think.
Yeah, and
he just kind of holds his team back.
Yeah, and speaking of Russell Westbrook, he wants out of OKC now. Sam Presti's just kind of getting rid of everyone.
I understand why he wants out.
Yeah.
Why would you want to stay? You just had your second best player, arguably your first best player, got traded.
Yeah. It's been reported that the Rockets are interested, the Heat have been interested, and even the Spurs could be a dark horse team for him.
I mean, could you imagine Jimmy Butler and Russell Westbrook?
That's just an explosion waiting to happen.
Yeah, I feel like that's two humongous egos.
I feel like Jimmy Butler might actually punch him in the face.
Probably. I mean, Russell Westbrook seems like he's a lot to handle. I don't know how that would work.
Do you know where I want Russell Westbrook to go, though?
Where?
The Heat. Because I want to see all of that happen. Everything that we just said, that needs to happen. That'd be awesome. And they're two idiots. They might, go hurt someone, too. It's just, really mess things up.
You know what a lot of people aren't talking about right now?
What?
The Thunder, the Clippers gave away 5 first-round picks.
Yeah, they kind of... I don't think Paul George is worth 5 first-round picks.
No.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Danilo Gallinari.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know who those 2 other bums are, but I know what 5 first-round picks are, and that's a lot.
Shai was a first-round pick last year.
Oh.
He's pretty good.
Okay.
And Danilo's, to put it in, your terms, he's, an 83 overall in 2K.
83 overall in 2K? All right.
So he's, pretty solid.
Okay, yeah, I don't play much 2K. I play the MLB The Show.
But 83 in MLB The Show. He's,
83 in MLB The Show.
It's pretty solid. It's he's solid.
That's solid.
Yeah. So that's about what he is.
Interesting.
I don't play 2K anymore, but that's probably what he is.
Huh. Yeah. No. 5 first-round picks and 2 as you're telling me decent players.
280s.
No. Definitely. I mean, if you're going for the win this year, I guess
you got 4 years of winning now because you got Kawhi Leonard for 4 years. So if you have any team with Kawhi Leonard has a shot at the championship.
No, I get that. I get that. Kawhi's a dog. Kawhi's a dog. He's going to get you. I mean, obviously, he's going to get you pretty far. He basically carried that Raptors team.
Oh, yeah.
But you're giving up your entire future at a time whenever there are still a lot of other good teams in the league. It's going to be one of the most competitive seasons we've had in the NBA in a long time.
All right, so right now, who do you like out of... We'll start with the East. Who's your team out of the East this year?
You know my team.
You're going with the Sixers?
I'm going with the Sixers.
But do you know what's going to stop the Sixers?
Yeah, I understand what's going to stop the Sixers.
The 3-point line.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Lakers having no shooting. The Clippers actually have... Sorry, not the Clippers. The Sixers have absolutely no shooting.
Okay. You got to hope that Ben Simmons in this offseason really just looks at himself and says, damn, I can't shoot the ball. I need to figure this out. Because if somebody doesn't figure out how to shoot the ball... they're going to have issues. But, okay, let's keep in mind, if Joel Embiid didn't get hurt, they just about took out the Raptors. And then Joel Embiid got hurt. Raptors come back, win the series, end up winning the championship.
But do you see the Sixers taking out the Bucks or the Warriors after that?
Yeah.
Nah.
I do.
I think the Bucks are the team to beat this year in the East. I think Giannis is way too good.
I think the Sixers have a better team all around.
Well, unless Ben Simmons can at least scare people into thinking he might shoot a 3, because when you're literally just going to clog the lane and just drop everyone back, it's going to be scary. And I think what Giannis is going to do this offseason will be, like, unheard of. He's going to become the best player in the NBA.
I don't know.
I mean, really like Giannis.
Giannis is great. I'm not saying he's not great, but do I think that he can... Obviously, the Bucks have other good players, but he's by far their best player. Do I think that he's going to be able to carry them past and carry them through the East? I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, so you're saying Sixers, I'm saying Bucks. All right, let's go out west. Who you got out west?
That's a toughie.
All right, I'm gonna go with the bold pick here. I'm going with the Jazz. You got Mike Conley.
Stop.
Come on.
No, stop.
Well, listen. You got Mike Conley. Mike Conley averaged 20-plus points a game this year.
Stop.
He's stud. He's an all-star. You've got one of the best young players in the league, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell. You just signed Bogdanovich. Now you've got a lethal shooter. That's 3 players who can catch and shoot threes. You still have got Defensive Player of the Year in Gobert and Derek Favors rotating in there. I mean, that's a deep team. No. That's my upset team. I like the Jazz out of the West right now. I don't want to see any of the super teams. I'd rather see someone like Utah get out of there.
I'm going with the Lakers.
God, I just hate LeBron.
I don't have an issue with LeBron. Here's why I don't have an issue with LeBron, because I'm not a Cleveland fan. So I don't have an issue with LeBron. I kind of like seeing the best player in the world win.
No.
I think it's good for the NBA whenever LeBron wins.
It is good for the NBA. Everyone loves to see LeBron, but I hate LeBron. I'm the type of person that thinks we should boo him now.
No, absolutely not.
Like, we shouldn't be cheering for him. He's on the other team. If you're not with us, you're against us.
LeBron brought the city of Cleveland a championship. And
he brought
for you,
one championship.
Yeah, during the age of the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, and
you can't ask for more than one during this time.
I mean, I can ask for more. I'm going to ask for more, but he didn't give me more.
He gave everything he had, every series. You can't ask for any more from LeBron.
He quit. He quit in 2018.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, he played this great game. JR blew it.
JR did blow it,
and then he quit the rest of that series. He had a broken hand. He had to fake an injury.
Fake an injury?
He didn't break his hand. He just was running a little fake protector for it.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
You know,
here's teams that are going to win a championship, though.
No. Hold on. You can't just say that without any proof. You're saying, "Oh, I'm a bitter Cleveland fan, so I want to say he faked an injury."
Yeah, he did fake an injury.
You have to have proof for that.
Yeah, he faked an injury. That's my proof.
That's your proof.
All right, moving on. Speaking of teams that are going to win a championship this year, let's talk about the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, my God.
The Cleveland Indians are the hottest team in baseball right now.
Stop.
They finished up with 6 wins in a row going into the All-Star break.
Stop.
Who's going to stop them right now?
Who's going to stop them? In the American League?
American League.
Okay, I can name you every team that I take over the Indians. Let's just, okay. I would take the Yankees. I would take the Rays. I would take the Minnesota Twins.
The Rays?
Yes, I'm taking the Rays over the Indians.
Oh, heck no.
I'm taking the Rays over the Indians. I'm taking the Twins. I like the Twins.
Heck no.
Yeah, the Twins are good. I'm taking
Twins have been going down.
Taking the Astros. Also, dark horse, I'm going to throw this one at you. I'm taking the Athletics over the Indians.
I'm not taking the A's over the Indians.
I'll
take the Yankees over the Indians, and I would take...
I'd probably take Boston over them, too.
I would not take Boston. Have you seen Boston this year? They've kind of been pretty terrible. Their pitching is awful.
Okay. And they are not that far out still.
They're still behind us, and we were terrible.
Guess what? You're in one of the worst divisions in baseball, if not the worst.
Definitely not the worst. We have... wait. We're talking about bad divisions. The NL Central, where your Cubs lie. Let's explain. Let's go into that. Let's go into that, though.
No, this is...
So the Indians are 12 games over 500 and are 5.5 games out of first place. Then we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 1 game under 500, I believe, and are 2 games out of first in the division.
Okay.
What's the better division? I'd rather be in that one where we'd be in first place.
No, you wouldn't be in first place. You want to know why all the records are so bad? Because we have to play each other. And guess what? Those are 4, maybe 5 very good teams. Because here's the thing. The Reds are proving to be a very good team.
Really?
The Cardinals?
The Reds did not look that good. I mean, we just absolutely beat the crap out of them. It was 11-1 today?
Sure.
Yeah, they're not good.
Okay. They are a good baseball team. They are
No.
not bad. Are you going to tell me the Cardinals aren't good? Are you going to tell me the Brewers
Cardinals
aren't
are
good?
all right. Pirates aren't good.
I'm not saying. I said 4, maybe 5. The Pirates are the maybe because they've shown signs of life with their offense, but their pitching still is not there.
Before we started, you were absolutely completely against the Pirates, and I was saying the Pirates could even win the division. But
I just thought you were messing around.
No, the Pirates.
Obviously, that's not true.
And they're right there.
The Pirates are not.
Their
The Pirates
hitting's
have
on fire.
zero. The Pirates have zero chance of winning the division.
Why don't you think the Pirates have any chance of winning the division?
I don't know. Maybe because they don't have any pitching. Can you name me 2 starting pitchers off the Pirates?
I couldn't name you one starting pitcher. Sorry,
Exactly.
Chris Archer, but he's a bum.
Yes, Chris Archer is a bum now. Exactly. You can name me 1, and he's been awful this year.
But to be fair, I can only I can name one hitter on the Pirates.
Other than Josh Bell. Other than Josh Bell, can you name me a single hitter off the Pirates?
I don't watch the Pirates.
Exactly.
My Pirates knowledge is just kind of checking. Oh, they won again.
Okay. Here's another question. Can you name me a single player, not pitcher, off the Brewers, other than Christian Yelich?
Oh, Lorenzo Cain, Jesus Aguilar.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay.
Orlando Arcia. I can keep going on this one.
Okay. I figured I'd ask. Okay.
Like
So who's
okay? I'm just kind of crushing this one.
Okay. Whose roster do you like more, the Brewers or Cubs? And don't just say this because I'm a Cubs fan. I know what you're going to say, but just tell me which roster you like more.
I like the pitching staff when they actually show up for the Cubs more.
Absolutely.
I think they're just not playing up to what they can be.
Nope, not at all.
But there's more talent there. But the hitting staffs are pretty equal, and I kind of like the pop in the Brewers a little more.
Goodness. Do you like the pop, huh?
Yeah.
You like the pop? All right, if you like the pop, then I'm about to hit you with some statistics.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so the Cubs have 6 players with over 10 home runs at this point in the season. That's unheard of. Javi Baez, Kyle Schwarber, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Jason Hayward, and now David Bodie.
David Bodie is a platoon player.
Doesn't matter.
So I don't. Does
he still play?
Yeah, he's a platoon guy though.
Oh, not David Bodie. Wilson Contreras. My bad. That's 6 players. I don't know why I said David Bodie. 6 players with over 10 home runs, and the lowest I think is 15 right now. They have more pop. The Cubs' offense, when they show up, because they're one of the most inconsistent teams in the league.
That's why I like the consistency more with the Brewers.
If the Brewers are more consistent, then why are they not winning the division right now?
They have no pitching either.
They have no pitching?
They lack pitching.
The Cubs' pitching staff has been one of the worst in the league.
Yeah. Especially their bullpen. And I don't see the bullpen.
Okay. The bullpen shouldn't be an issue.
All right, where do we want to start in the bullpen with you? Because I know this is going to get you all wound up. Do we want to start at the end of the bullpen or more at the beginning?
I'm just going to run through it.
All
right. So you look at it this way. So you got Carl Edwards Jr. He's been hurt most of the year, but when he has played, he has an ERA over 5. He forgot how to throw the ball. Absolutely ridiculous. I am ashamed in calling him a Chicago Cub right now. All right, let's keep going. Who else do we got? Mike Montgomery. You don't even know who that is, do you?
No, I do. I remember him from the World Series because he pitched really well in the World Series.
Yeah, he did pitch really well in the World Series. Well, guess what? It's 2019. He's pitching like garbage. I want him cut. I don't want him cut, but you want him cut. Deep down, I want him cut just because he's blown so many games. Tyler Chatwood. Who is that guy?
Is he your guys' Brian Shaw? Like my Brian Shaw? I hated him every time he came into the game.
Yeah.
Type guy? All right.
Basically, because every time one of our starting pitchers gets hurt, we just throw him in there, and he goes out there, gets shelled. Joe Madden says, well, okay. Well, we'll still try you again in 2 weeks. It absolutely blows my mind. All right, let's go to Pedro Strop. Pedro Strop must have had a stroke in the offseason because he doesn't remember how to throw the ball. He doesn't remember how to pitch. I don't know what the issue is. I'm pretty sure his ERA is high 4s. He was one of the best mental relief pitchers in the league, and now he can't throw the ball. Steve Cishek. All right, he's older now, but I'll give it to him. Steve Cishek has had a quietly good year for the Cubs. He's one of the few arms that I rely on. All right, who else? Okay, Craig Kimbrell. Just picked him up. I believe he's pitched 3.1 innings now, and he's given up 5 runs.
That's a good start.
I love the sarcasm. In case you guys did not catch that, that's actually an awful start. I could not be less happy with Craig Kimbrell right now.
How much did you pay for Craig Kimbrell?
I think it was like a 3-year, not that much, 3-year, like $40 million deal.
That's a lot for the Indians. Like we're talking two different lots.
Yeah, well,
3 or $40 million is like
sorry,
we're like
I'm a Cubs
we're putting
fan.
out like a couple mortgages on a house.
Yeah, I'm a Cubs fan. Money isn't that tight. Yeah,
you trust your GM to like go out and make a move.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay, so our biggest addition to the Cubs bullpen was Adbert Azalea. So he pitched.
Adbert?
I'll get into that in a second. So he pitched in his debut against the Chicago White Sox. He pitched fine. He pitched after Tyler Chatwood got lit up. Adbert came in for his debut game. I think he pitched 4.1 innings. He gave up a home run in the 9th inning. But other than that, he pitched stellar. He had like 5 strikeouts. Great. He started his second game. Joe Madden only let him get, I think, 4.1 innings again. He gave up like a home run and like 3 hits, 1 run. Great start. Comes out in his last start, gives up, I think 7 in, 4 innings. I don't know what happened, especially against the Pirates of all teams, one of my most disliked teams in the league. Gonna be honest, that pissed me off. The thing that pisses me off most about Adbert Azalea is that his name is Adbert. Not Albert, Adbert. Adbert. That blows my mind. I don't know what country he's from, but I've never heard of Adbert as a name.
Which is worse, Adbert or Anthony?
Adbert. 100% Adbert. Like, I think he's going to be a great pitcher for the Cubs eventually, but right now I can't get over the fact that his name is Adbert. Honestly, he had to have gotten bullied for that. He had to have gotten bullied for his name being Adbert. Sorry, I like him. Keep this in mind. His name is just very goofy.
Alright. Well, let's go back over to the Indians now.
Oh.
I love our bullpen. I love the bullpen. That's one thing I can say. I usually feel pretty solid when they're coming into the game. Where do you want me to start?
Brad Hand? You want? Brad Hand. Okay.
All-star Brad Hand. I mean, he is lights out.
All-star Brad Hand. Okay, calm down.
Whoa.
Calm down.
Sorry.
You're talking about you're hyping him up, or you're like speaking of him right now as if he was Andrew Miller from 2016.
Yeah, he's pitching like it.
I don't care. No.
Why? What's wrong with? Give me something you don't like about him.
I just don't like him.
He's just striking everyone out. He's got the highest strikeout rate in the MLB.
That's interesting. I don't like him.
But he's unstoppable right now.
I don't like him.
He's blown 1 save against the Royals, which was really weird. That was one of the ones I thought he'd just go shut the door on. But other than that, he's been perfect.
I don't like him.
Well, whatever. That's wrong. Nick Wickren. I like Nick Wickren coming up as.
I don't even know who that guy is.
I didn't really know him that much before the year either. We just got him. He's from the Marlins. He's had about a 3 ERA. He just had a couple bad outings recently. He had a good one today against the Reds. 1-2-3, but he's been just rock solid setup guy. Pretty consistent. Then we've got the platoon of Adam Simber and Oliver Perez. Oliver Perez at the beginning of the year was awful and unwatchable, but now he's gotten his ERA down to about a mid to low 3. So he's solid. I can just throw him in there whenever. I'm good with whatever he comes in. And then Adam Simber, I am never confident when he comes into a game.
Sounds like my Tyler Chatwood.
No. He's got about a 4 right now.
That's pretty bad for a relief pitcher.
But it's because he goes through those games where he gives up 5 runs, but then he'll go 5 games without giving up a run. So he just has a blow-up game. I think that's why he just gets something to yank up his ERA. Where he won't complete, he'll give up 2 runs, or he'll give up 2 to 3 runs and not get an out. So that just yanks up his ERA. So he'll do that, and I just don't like that he throws 87.
That's his fastball?
It's because he throws that weird, submarine pitch.
Oh. All right, I don't have an issue with that then. I love that.
That's the only reason I think I like him. Because he's really not that good. Just, it's the submarine pitch. I'm like,
every bullpen should have a submarine pitcher.
Yeah, I think that's a rule, yeah.
I love it.
Definitely should be a rule.
Pat Neshek is awesome. Steve Cishek is awesome. Adam Simber, I'm going to be honest, I haven't heard that much about him, but if he's a submarine guy, I love him.
Yeah, he's got a funky one, too, because he turns around before he pitches.
What do you mean?
He, gets his whole body to face the other way before he throws it. it's a funky form.
Have you seen Craig Kimbrell's? Not to go back to the Cubs.
Yeah,
Have you seen his
little gorilla arm thing? I don't think. What is that? Do you know what that is?
I don't know. Apparently, he's done it all of his life.
I remember one time he was with the Braves, and all the people sitting in the section that you could see on TV were just blocking him. And that's the reason I really remember that. So
yeah, for those who are watching, just look up Craig Kimbrell. Stance, yeah, and it should come up. He basically just sits there with his back bent and his arm.
It's like a gorilla arm kind of type thing. That's kind of what I see out of it, but I don't even know how to describe it. It's something weird.
All right. So who are you taking if the playoffs were to start now, or not even if they were to start now? Because some good teams that should make it might not make it. Who do you think is going to end up winning in the American League and in the National League?
Do you want my homer pick or my honest pick?
Honest pick.
Because the Astros are the best team in baseball, in my opinion. I really like the Astros.
I'll disagree, but I'll let you go.
I think their hitting is just so on fire, and when you get Justin Verlander, he's unstoppable. He's on.
I agree with that.
So I see the Astros. The NL is kind of just a complete toss-up. That's going to come down to like seeding for me, who matches up with who, because I really see someone out of the NL East surprising, like the Braves or the Phillies being like the upset team.
I think the Braves are a good team.
Yeah, Braves are really not talked about, and same with the Phillies. I think they're both two pretty good teams, but no one really talks about them.
I don't like the Phillies.
I think they'll have the playoff experience if they throw I know you hate him, but Jake Arrieta on the mound.
No, I don't hate Jake Arrieta. He helped bring a World Series to the Chicago Cubs, so I have no animosity towards Jake Arrieta. I wish his head wouldn't have got so big, and I wish he didn't want to be the highest paid player in baseball. But I have no animosity towards Jake Arrieta. All right, so you think the Braves and the Astros?
Braves, Astros. I see the Astros winning it. The Astros are. That's the one team I don't want to run into. If I'm the Indians, I'll take any other team. If the Indians make the playoffs, as long as I don't run into the Astros, I'll be okay.
All right.
I mean, we could lose to any other team because we're pretty dang inconsistent. We have no real consistency in the batting lineup other than Santana and Lindor. Maybe Roberto Perez now. Actually, I'm going to correct that there. The batting lineup has started to show some signs of life. Mercado's been a solid player. He was having a little bad stretch this past couple games, and we called up Greg Allen again, and he just killed the ball today, so hopefully he keeps that going. Then we've got Jake Bowers, who's been hitting like over 300 the past 15 games. Kipnis hitting over 300 the past 15 games. Jose Ramirez is a joke and shouldn't be on this roster. Tyler Naquin's been so consistent all year. He missed a couple short stretch, about 10 days on the DL. Or IL, sorry, that's offensive. But the lineup's not that bad anymore. I think they just had a really slow start to the year. It looks bad, and the stats still say they're bad, but they're really not that bad. And Roberto Perez is my favorite player on the team. Just putting that out there, too.
All right, so who's your dark horse team?
Can the Indians be my dark horse team?
It's up to you. Just don't try not to put any bias in it.
The Indians are definitely a dark horse team because no one's going to keep talking about them, and they're just going to slide right in. My other dark horse team?
Yeah, one from AL.
Let me think for a sec. If they can just pull it out kind of randomly, I could see someone making some upset and some noise would be the Padres. If they can
stop.
That's just an interesting team.
Oh my gosh.
That's just a fun. That was a dark horse.
Yeah,
them and the Pirates.
It's an invisible horse.
Them and the Pirates could just
stop.
Sneak in.
I at least wanted it to make sense.
Does make sense.
No, it doesn't. All right. So let me give you who actually come out of the AL and NL because I disagree completely.
Don't say the Rays. Please don't say
I'm not going to say the Rays.
I don't like the Rays.
I love the Rays. The Rays are a good team, and I can see them winning it. Do I think they will? No. But here's what I'm going to give you. The AL, go with the Yankees. The Yankees, they've been hurt all year, and they've still been one of, if not the best team in the league. It blows my mind how they're doing this, but they're doing it, and let that team get healthy. Even with the Astros pitching staff, I don't know if the Astros can match them. I mean, the only thing is they strike out so much. So that's one thing that I've always said is that whenever you're a team that strikes out too much, that's what really hurts whenever playoff comes around. Because that's whenever, it comes down to getting guys on base and just hitting them in. But the Yankees really just go for home runs every at-bat. So that's the one thing that I think can hold them back. Out of the NL, it's tough. It's tough.
And we didn't even talk about the Dodgers, who have been playing really well this year, but can they show up in the postseason?
No. That's why I'm not going to pick the Dodgers. That's why
same either.
The NL is honestly hard.
It's a mess.
I'm trying not to be biased, but honestly, and I'm saying this with complete honesty. I'm not saying this to be biased. I think that the Cubs or the Brewers,
right.
whichever team wins the NL Central, I think we'll go to the World Series.
What if the Cardinals pull it out?
Cardinals are not going to pull it out.
So
take my word for it. Out of the Cubs or Brewers, out of those two,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I've already told you. If I'm taking one roster over the other, I think the Cubs have by far the better roster. They have more stars, more home runs. They should have better pitching, and I have hope that by the end of the season that'll be fixed. So I think whichever team wins the NL Central will end up going to the World Series. And if I'm picking, if the Cubs make it to the World Series, I'm going with the Cubs over the Yankees. If the Brewers make it to the World Series, I'm going with the Yankees over the Brewers. Just because, I don't know, that's just the feeling I'm getting. I don't like the Dodgers just because they don't show up for the postseason. I mean, everybody knows that. The Braves are still very young.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Who's Josh Donaldson on that team now? He's just
it's weird. They have Josh Donaldson and Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, also one of the best first basemen in the league. It's upsetting he's not talked about more. But then you also have Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr., who are both very young, going to be very great players, but I want to give them another year or two.
All right, last thing. What's your dark horse?
Dark horse for
each side. Give me one deep dark horse, like my Padres Pirates one.
Mine's not deep. Mine in the AL is a good team that I think honestly by the end of the season is going to surprise a lot of people. That's going to be the Oakland Athletics. I like the Athletics.
I don't like their pitching.
The pitching, I'll admit, is not that strong. But I like their offense. Chris Davis, Matt Chapman, I like those guys. I honestly think that they can do some damage in the postseason.
Even the Red Sox, that's another one that...
The Red Sox are definitely a dark horse, but they need to show me more before I declare them a dark horse. And in the NL, that's a tough one.
Just give me a dark horse. Give me someone that, deep down, they could maybe pull it out.
I honestly, I don't think... this is... Whenever I say dark horse, I don't think the NL is good enough to even say that a dark horse would win the World Series. But I think a dark horse that could it could upset some teams in the playoffs, if they were to make it, which I honestly don't think they will. But my dark horse is the Diamondbacks. If they don't sell before the deadline. Because they're right.
I think they're going to sell, though.
That's upsetting because they're not that bad of a team. But I think if they do sell, they're going to regret it.
Yeah. I can see that.
You can see that? Yeah, I don't know. They're not a bad team.
So, well, to finish off the show, we're going to give a shout out to the U.S. Women's National Team. Not a whole lot to say about that other than congrats to them.
Yeah, but won the World Cup. That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty crazy. They kind of dominated, too. The whole entire time. So, shout out to them.
Any other quick shout outs we should give?
Shout out to Joe for showing up.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
If you make it to this point, I will pay you $5. You can hold me to that.
So I will not pay you $5.
So
because you might just skip to the end.
If you're still listening, I owe you $5. All right. So thanks for tuning in to There's Always Next Year, and hopefully you come back for episode 2.